So this is a quick unboxing video of the SCORP Mini-3-Pro gimbal. And the special thing about this gimbal is that it's one gimbal that can take care of your mirrorless cameras as well as your phones if you prefer to use those. First thing we see inside are a few warranty cards and then instructions on how to set the gimbal up. It's pretty straightforward. I would recommend using another YouTube video for the gimbal balancing part. Let's take a look at this gimbal. It's very compact, very sleek, very well built, and very light. These are some of the first things that come to mind. Keep in mind the legs are not attached at the moment, and we'll see how that goes. Looking inside the first box, we have the mounting plate for the camera. Then we have the mounting plate for the phone, and the exciting thing about this is that it actually has a fan built in right into the mount. So that's supposed to keep your phone running for long durations of shooting. The next thing in the next box is this plate on which the mounting plate for the camera will attach. So you'll see eventually how there's a few pieces that need to come together for the camera to be mounted onto this gimbal. And then you have the actual arm. Again, as I mentioned, this is the arm on which the camera mounting plate will get attached to. Next thing we're taking a look at are the tripod legs. So this is small little sturdy little legs here, and it's supposed to take the weight of the gimbal with no problems. Nothing fancy, just basic little tripod legs. Put that to the side. And last but not the least, a box of cables. You have a USB-C to USB-C, then you have a USB-A to USB-C, and then you have a USB-C to Lightning cable for Apple phones. This is some kind of badge. I'm not sure where this is supposed to go just yet. And then you have a few GoPro mounts left. This attachment you would use in case you have a heavier lens attached to your camera. Allen key and a 1/4" screw, and a screw for the heavier lens Y-shape support thing that I just showed you. So let's get to the setup. First step is to attach the legs to the gimbal. Very straightforward. So here I just want to show you how the 3 axes on the gimbal have the 3 little lock switches here. So it's very easy for you to turn them on or off, and then basically in a combination you would basically have 2 of them locked and just 1 unlocked at a time when you're trying to balance this thing out the very first time. Okay, moving right along to assembly. So this is the L-shaped bracket that you will need to install top down. This is going to be the first in a series of 3 different plates that have to go together in order for the camera to be installed, mounted and balanced on the gimbal. If you were doing this for the phone, then it's just the one plate, which you might get to see at the end. So here you can see that the L-shaped plate has been mounted, and then the second plate which slides in from the side of the L-shaped bracket. There we go. This is, now you can see how this starts to make sense, and the only piece left now on the top is where the mounting plate would go once the camera is already attached to the plate. Here we can see how the complete setup looks without any camera or phone mounted. Here I'm trying to mount my camera to the gimbal for the very first time, and looks like it needs a few adjustments to make room for my camera because it seems to be a little bit wide. And I won't be going through the entire balancing process. There's already a few good videos out there for that. So it's actually very easy to get the camera balanced on this gimbal. I was just overcomplicating it for no reason. The way you do it is basically you go top down. So you have to balance this area right here first by making sure that the camera, if you tilt it upwards, it stays up. Second thing is you balance the plate by moving it back or forth. Third thing is the axis that I just showed you, and then the pan axis, the fourth one right at the bottom. So now let's go ahead and turn the gimbal on for the first time and select English as the language. So the first thing you want to do is do an auto tune of the gimbal so that it adjusts the motors and everything according to the weight that you have placed on it. And here you will see the gimbal go through its normal vibrations to set up the appropriate power levels on all the different axes. This is completely normal, as any gimbal would do, up to 60% now. It does get a bit violent, it seems, but no harm done. And then just click calibration complete, and you're off to the races. Quickly, just wanted to show you, it's very easy to switch between the responsiveness of the motors. You can just select slow, medium, and fast instead of having to customize every single time. There's these quick little options that you can select from during your shoot. I love how on this gimbal, just pressing the power button once will change it from pan to pan plus tilt and pan plus tilt plus roll. It's very easy for you to identify quickly without having to look for an LCD anywhere. Overall, this gimbal is so stable that even a kid can use it without any problems, making very stable videos. I had my 5-year-old son test it out in our little backyard deck area, and the footage came out very clean, very crisp. I would definitely recommend this gimbal to any hybrid shooters that, or content creators for that matter, that may switch between a camera and phone for their purposes. Well done, FeiyuTech.
This is the FeiyuTech Mini-3-Pro gimbal, and as you can see here, I have an iPhone 16, I think it's called the Max Pro. It's their largest one, is on here. Just show you some of the accessories. You get all these brackets and cables, and you could attach like an action camera to this, or a small DSLR or mirrorless camera as well. I've got it all set up here in balance. It does have this removable tripod here. You could use it as a handle or unfold it and set it on a table, or just unscrew it and take it off entirely. It has a really nice rubber grip on the front and back, and a rubber grip here and a handle to hold it steady as you're moving around. So let me turn this on, or it's going to just keep flopping around here. Okay, once it's on, now you do have to balance it a bit. There's some really good videos. They show you how to balance it. It's really not too difficult. Once you've done it a couple times, you just have to kind of slide these arms in and out until the camera is just sort of sitting there in space and not moving around. Now it does give you a shoe up here, so if you wanted another attachment, maybe a microphone or something, you could put that up there. Now I'll show you as I move this around, my phone tries to stay in the same place. I mean, it'll be some movement because if you're panning or something, the camera will move with the pan. But I'll just kind of tilt it around, give you an idea of how this gimbal works. And they work really well. You get really smooth video with it. I just love using a gimbal whenever I can. One thing that makes this special that I really like about this particular model, and I have a few of these, and they've all worked great, but this one has this little extra addition where you could pop the handle off. And when you pop it off, you could still control it with the joystick here. So you have full control over your panning and shooting of your camera. And you have a record button and so forth here, and there's some other options in here as well about how you want the gimbal to operate. But that's pretty cool. If you want to set this somewhere, like set it up on a rock on a pathway or something, and you want to photograph people walking by, or just, you know, do a nice slow pan on them, you could do that and have this little remote. So that was a cool idea. Anyway, what I did is I went out in my backyard and I shot some video, which I'll show you here in a sec. It's nothing fancy. I just ran around my yard. I did some quick pans. It's not how I would normally film something, but I wanted to show you how the gimbal operates when it's like kind of under stress, if you're moving quickly or going up and down or whatever. So stand by, and here comes that video.
Ciao a tutti, oggi torno a recensire uno stabilizzatore. Per chi crea contenuti video la scelta dell'attrezzatura è ormai davvero vasta ed è difficile scegliere tra i tanti modelli presenti sul mercato. Questo nuovo gimbal SCORP Mini-3 della FeiyuTech può essere veramente un'ottima scelta in quanto risulta essere versatile e leggero, ma con prestazioni e caratteristiche molto interessanti. Questo stabilizzatore, pur essendo compatto e leggero, è in grado di sostenere fino ad un carico massimo di ben 2 kg, il che permette di utilizzarlo non solo con smartphone e action cam, ma anche con fotocamere mirrorless. Questa buona capacità di carico consente quindi di usarlo in più situazioni e con diverse configurazioni, ad esempio montando degli accessori come microfoni o pannelli luminosi. Uno dei suoi punti di forza è sicuramente il tracciamento con l'utilizzo dell'intelligenza artificiale. Questa funzione è autonoma e non richiede, come vedremo, l'utilizzo di un'app specifica, essendo integrata nel dispositivo stesso. È presente infatti un obiettivo che permette di tracciare i soggetti in modo molto preciso, permettendo di comandare anche il gimbal a distanza tramite i gesti della mano. È una funzione davvero comoda e permette di avere a disposizione quasi un cameraman personale, caratteristica particolarmente utile per i creatori di contenuti che girano i video in solitaria, senza l'aiuto di altre persone. Ha un design che lo rende molto comodo, in quanto ci sono due impugnature differenti da utilizzare in base al tipo di riprese, una delle quali ha la forma che ricorda un po' la coda dello scorpione, da cui poi prende il nome questo modello. Qui sono presenti gran parte dei controlli e un touchscreen su cui leggere le impostazioni. Tutte le funzioni sono facilmente accessibili e comode da attivare durante l'utilizzo. Le impugnature anche al tatto mi piacciono molto, con un rivestimento in gomma che dà una sensazione quasi vellutata e garantisce un ottimo grip. Nella parte inferiore si può avvitare un trepiede per utilizzare le funzioni del gimbal in posizione statica, ma che può essere molto comodo anche da usare come prolungamento del manico per avere un'impugnatura a due mani. Questa versione in particolare dello SCORP Mini-3 si distingue per la caratteristica di poter staccare l'impugnatura per utilizzarla come un telecomando per controllare il gimbal a distanza. Soluzione molto utile per i creatori di contenuti che registrano in solitaria. Per quanto riguarda la stabilizzazione, dai test che ho fatto è risultata ottima. Permette di ottenere video molto fluidi e cinematografici. Sono tante le modalità di funzionamento tra cui scegliere in base al tipo di ripresa che si vuole fare. Ci sono tante modalità di utilizzo, dalle più classiche come pan, tilt, follow, lock mode, pan follow, oltre ad alcune invece un po' più particolari come la FPV e una modalità sportiva per i movimenti più veloci. Mi è piaciuto anche il fatto che il motore sulla base inferiore abbia una rotazione libera di 360 gradi, così da poter creare anche dei loop infiniti. Si può utilizzare sia in orizzontale sia in verticale, ruotando semplicemente il supporto senza dover ribilanciare il gimbal.
Slide here, so you press it and then you slide this off. Now this one become a remote control, so there is no wire and you can still control the gimbal with the joystick. Yeah, so in the past what I would do is, without the little control, what I'll do is I will activate your tracking first, and then I'll move myself to where I want the camera to point, and then I do the gesture control, stop it, and now I carry on working. And to be honest with you, the workflow just wasn't that great, but I'm grateful to have AI tracking, so at least I can do this kind of function. Sometimes I even offset my tracking, so it's always checked by like a little bit on the side. Works fine. Should work fine because it's not that much different to your phone. It's still functioning, so all good. But I do need to do a little auto tune just for the best possible stabilization, I guess.